And at the time of his injury, he was leading the league in hitting. And he'll take a 2-out walk as Hanson will face Manny Ramirez in the first inning.
Maybe the Braves ought to look into finding a similar splint for Chipper Jones' ring finger. Maybe it'll give him some relief.
I asked Chipper about that before the game tonight. He is wearing a wrap around the first joint of his right ring finger. Chipper tried to take batting practice today, took about 20 soft tosses in the cage, and he said the hand is killing him. He has not gotten any relief. And he's concerned he may have to have a cortisone shot to try to get back in the lineup for the Braves. And for that to happen, that means Chipper, as he told me, would have to see a hand specialist somewhere along the line. And the DL not out of the realm of possibility for him as well.
That would not be good.
No. Manny Ramirez under 200 in the last month. He too has been out with a calf problem. Came back from that on May 8th. Has 14 hits since his return.
Sub 200 average.
194.
Since he's come back, yeah. Drew a lot of heat from some radio call-ins last night over his lack of hustle on the double in the view of the fans. The double that Escobar hit that drove in 2 tying runs.
One count. Driven out of play at 1-2. Yeah, if you're hitting 40 home runs, driving in 130 men, chances are the fans aren't going to say an awful lot, are they?
No, they just buy a lot of bandanas with dreadlocks hanging out of them and go to town.
But Manny Wood, this entire series has been rather sparsely populated.
Rookie umpire Mike Buchlinski gave Manny a late timeout. Veterans Gibson and the crew chief Jerry Davis, along with 2 rookie umpires. DJ Rayburn did a good job behind the plate 2 nights ago.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Manny Ramirez, and low and outside. Rayburn also made a terrific call on a stolen base attempt for a play at third with a base runner in the game last night. So Jerry Davis, running this young crew, deserves a pat on the back. These guys have had a very good series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball up the middle and into center field for a 2-out hit for Manny. So Ethier will stop at second. Ramirez has his first base hit of the night. And just as we hoped wouldn't happen, Loney will hit with runners aboard.
That's very hard ground right out in front of home plate. Very hard clay. Always has been here at Dodger Stadium. And Manny bounced it right off that area in front of home plate and had a high bounce base hit out of it. Dodgers with their share of first-round draft choices in this series last night. Clayton Kershaw, the first pick in '06, pitched a good ball game tonight. You got Billingsley, who was the first pick in '03. Loney, the first pick in '02. Blake DeWitt, the first pick in '04. Those guys have risen through the ranks pretty quick.
It's a trip down memory lane for guys like you, huh?
No. Wish it had been.
Loney takes a strike. Point being, though, that was the way the Dodgers had all their success.
Oh, yeah, that aspect of it, yeah. Didn't understand your point. It's always been something they've taken a lot of pride in.
Good breaking ball froze the Dodger first baseman, and the count to him is 0-2. Ethier walked after a double play. Manny Ramirez bounced a single up the middle with 2 outs. And the next pitch thrown by Tommy will be his 23rd of the inning.
That double play looked like it was going to create a very short inning for Tommy in the first. We talked about early inning trouble, and you thought, okay, well, that's good. That got that base hit out of the way by Furcal. Quick inning, get back to the dugout, but it has not turned out that way.
Now a 1-2 count. Well, we've seen Tommy have very high pitch counts and then rally to throw 6-7 innings for this Braves ball club. Phillies worked him over for high pitch counts, you'll recall, earlier this season. In a game pitched, he had a 29 pitch first inning on May 26th. Finished that game against the Marlins by going 6. So he's been in this spot before. This is his 25th of the inning. And it's fouled again at the plate.
James Loney's one of those guys that flies under the radar in the National League for most fans, I think, especially those in the East, but certainly not here in Los Angeles. His first 2 full years in the big leagues, 08, he hit 289. The next year, last year, hit 281. 13 homers each year, but while he didn't hit a lot of homers, he drove in 90 runs each of those 2 years. He only missed 1 game 2 years ago, and he missed 4 games last year. He's been in the lineup all the time and very productive.
And Hanson strikes him out to retire the side. Loney's magic with runners on base is erased in the first inning. Dodgers get a couple of hits, and that is all as we move to a scoreless second.
You've never seen fast. You've never held it in your hand, then unleashed it with the fingertip. Never watched pixels whip by at 1 gigahertz and had your neurons struggle to keep up. You've never seen fast because you've never seen this. The Droid Incredible by HTC with a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor. It's nothing short of its name.
What makes you a fan? You watch the highlights, feel the passion. You hold your breath for that last second shot. Now, go beyond the action, because we're bringing you the access.
Live for this, baby!
Meet the student athletes of the ACC.
Nicknames, boo-boo, don't forget.
See what goes on behind the scenes.
You showed what you're made of.
And watch your favorite teams get ready to compete in one of the greatest conferences in the nation. ACC All Access, every Thursday at 10 on Sports South.
A woman is diagnosed with breast cancer every 3 minutes.
The Breast Cancer Research Foundation improves prevention and treatment by funding the top researchers around the world.
Fox Sports asks you to join our team to help strike out breast cancer. Please visit bcrfcure.org for more information.
Support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation today to save lives tomorrow.
Your Braves are online on foxsportsouth.com.
Scoreless as we head to the top of the second inning, and UCLA alum Troy Glaus remembers John Wooden, who passed away at the age of 99 yesterday.
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting him several times, and he's a tremendous man and just a great person. You know, he would come over and talk to our team, you know, early in the seasons and things like that. And but yeah, I mean, he'll certainly be missed, and for every alumni or anybody who's even passed through there. You know, yesterday was obviously a very sad day.
Yeah, and the Dodgers, as always, such a classy organization, remembered Coach Wooden with a wonderful moment of silence before the ball game tonight. And what I didn't know about Coach Wooden was he was a huge baseball fan. Loved the game of baseball. It's very close, as you would imagine, with Dodger voice Vin Scully.
It's interesting how many basketball coaches and basketball players years ago especially were very close to being baseball players instead because of how similar the athletes were. I think years ago when scouts went to see a baseball player, if he was also a football player, he wasn't looked upon as highly because it was a different strength. It was a muscle strength and tight muscles in football, where baseball scouts wanted long, lean muscles like basketball players.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Brian McCann. And Billingsley backs the Braves catcher off the plate. Brian could use a hit or two. He's won for his last 12 now. His average down to 248.
Those numbers, the 206 average, I mean, it is what it is, but there's also, it's a little bit deceiving. That also includes that stretch where he had the bad quad, where he sat out some games against the Pirates and all those left-handed pitchers they had. So there's been some sporadic play in there that's affected his numbers too.
But he coaxes a leadoff walk here in the 2nd inning. And Troy Glaus, who's tied atop the RBI pile in the National League, gets a chance to do some early damage. That's something the Braves have been doing a lot. Let's see if Glaus, who's already homered in this series, can chase home McCann. Mentioned the struggles of Billingsley last year. Made the All-Star team, went 9-4 in the first half last season, then had a very bad start, his first start after the All-Star game. Houston cuffed him around, and there are some in the Dodger camp who thought he really lost a lot of confidence in his stuff. Gave up 14 home runs and lost 7 of 10 decisions after making the All-Star game.
Well, that was a good pitch. It appeared to be. Billingsley and Martin wanted to know where that one was. Like a cutter, and it appeared to be about belt high, but no call. Good for Troy.
Who's ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. And now 3 balls and a strike.
Billingsley's not a guy that walks a lot of people. Coming in 22 in 65 innings. That's roughly 3 a game, 3 over a 9-inning game.
Troy thought that was too far inside.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a late call too from the rookie umpire.
Pop back toward Vin Scully. Vinny was ready to make the play. Very quick to his right, as you know.
That's his glove side too. He's left-handed.
But just out of reach. And the count still full at 3-2. Inside corner, Glaus is called out.
Tell if that was a cutter or a slider. More like a slider because it had a little bit of a backup in it right there. And when Troy had given up on it, it looked like it was definitely going to be a ball. Good comeback by Billingsley.
Well, let's see if Eric Hinske can launch one out to the pavilion seats in right. He's hit 4 homers. He's knocked in 22 men. this is the first time Eric has ever faced Billingsley in a major league game. Loney plays behind McCann at first with one out. And that one almost picked off Glenn Hubbard on the way by foul to even the count. Phillies beat the Padres earlier tonight back at Citizens Bank Park. That's a game that has a great deal of interest for both of these teams. The Dodgers for the moment now in a first place tie with the Padres in the National League West. The Braves lead over the Phillies, cut to a game and a half pending the outcome of this game tonight.
As long as he's got that curveball, Billingsley is never really out of a count, whether he's ahead or behind. It's a great pitch for him.
Softly hit in the air to left. Manny Ramirez was playing deeply, but he'll gallop in. And he'll make the play for the second out. It's interesting, too, Joe, when we see Kershaw last night, Billingsley tonight. Two youngsters that aren't necessarily slider pitchers, but curveball pitchers for the Dodgers.
And throw cutters that work sometimes as effectively as a slider. That just have a little bit of movement to try to get the ball off the barrel a little bit, or in some cases onto the handle.
Yunel Escobar is starting to heat up, as we see on our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard tonight. That's what's up in the last 10 days.
How about that? Jeff Francoeur heating up. Freddie Sanchez finally back off the disabled list for the Giants, and there's Yunel's numbers just ahead of Chris Coughlin. Good for Francoeur. He had gone through a real drought.
It's 2-1. Didn't get the inside corner that time. Now 3 balls and a strike.
That was another one of those times where Yunel was trying to get time called before Billingsley broke from his stretch, but didn't get it. And wisely this time, he didn't try to swing at the pitch. Right off the end of the bat. When you see his stuff, fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup, it's easy to understand how a guy like Billingsley can win 4 straight decisions and make the All-Star team last year.
Runner goes. 3-2 pitch is ball 4 low. So a 2-out walk puts Escobar at first base, and Nate McClouth is up for Atlanta.
It's nice because it's running his pitch count up a little bit, making him work. .34 pitches for Billingsley.
Well, is tonight the night for Nate McClouth to start moving the offensive numbers in the right direction? He's at $175 at the plate. And Nate just 1 hit in his last 21 at bats. That hit came in this series. And he has been 0-1, 0-2, I would guess, in 60 to 70% of these last 21 at bats.
Especially on the road, where he's hitting just 114. His home numbers not so bad, but 114, would you tell me, was the second lowest, I think, in the National League. And there's your 0-2.
If this was just a 10-day stretch, you wouldn't worry about it, but this has been going on since the opening bell in the spring. And Loney to a knee, forgot how many outs there were, and then remembered all he had to do was take it to the first base bag. That was almost disastrous. And he hit the bag awkwardly to retire the side. Life's a beach when you live in Southern California. It's a scoreless game in the second.
We went around surprising people by swapping their rides with a Ford. And we got a little help from their friends and family.
Oh, wow.
Christine kept the Fusion for a whole week.
What a good surprise. I really thought I was going to miss my Camry. I don't have navigation. I don't have Bluetooth. I love this car.
Did they tell you it was the 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year?
No, I didn't know that.
Do I have to do all of the work?
Get to the Ford Swap Your Ride sales event and get a Fusion with 0% financing plus $1,000 cash back.
So we kind of came between you and the Camry.
You did.
I got an email about birthday cake in the conference room. Me too. Forgot we were on a plane. Me too. Now I want some birthday cake. Me too.
Wi-Fi from GoGo on every AirTran flight.
You know, maybe it's time we do a little window shopping.
Are you serious?
Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see your beer is cold before you buy it.
Oh, that's cold.
You bet they're cold. Look at that.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Sundays are Braves. It's a tight race in the NL East. Now Bobby Cox leads the Braves against Western foe the LA Dodgers. Braves, Dodgers, Sunday beginning at 3:30.
And fans, your Braves are red hot right now as you see our score in the second inning. The All-Star game right around the corner, so help out your hometown team. Log on now and vote for your favorite Braves for the National League All-Star squad. Plus, check out our Caption This feature. Our picture of the week is in need of a creative headline. Submit your original idea online now, because nobody covers your team like our team. FoxSportsSouth.com.
Vote Prado.
I can't wait to see those shirts, if indeed those come to pass in Atlanta, as Russell Martin picks on the first pitch of the second inning and has the third Dodger hit of the game.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
Jamie Carroll's done a good job filling in for Casey Blake, or give Blake DeWitt a day off. He's played really well in recent days, 9 for his last 16 on this homestand.
And when Rafael Furcal was out with that hamstring we talked about, Dodgers were 17-8 when this guy started for Rafi. You mentioned when we first came to town what a valuable player Jamie Carroll has proven to be for the Dodgers.
And for a couple other clubs before that. Pretty sure he was the guy that got the base hit to drive in Matt Holliday for that game winner in that one-game playoff with the Padres about 3 years ago. If not a base hit, I believe it might have been a sacrifice fly.
No balls and a strike. And a comeback to the mound. Hanson will try to start a double play, and he will. 1-4-3 retires the Dodgers for the second straight inning. 2 for the price of 1, and they're clear for Blake DeWitt.
Second baseman, number 33, Blake DeWitt.
Let's see if Tommy can make this a quick inning now. After getting the double play last inning, took him a while to get out of the inning.
And here's a place you go, at least right now, to get an out for the Dodgers. DeWitt is 1 for his last 18 at the plate. And he'd like to end this inning now and start off the third for the Dodgers with the pitcher's spot first. But that's not going to happen. He'll loop a single into right center field.
Roger pitcher number 58, Chad Billingsley.
A look of exasperation on the face of Tommy Hanson as he scattered 4 hits to start the game tonight. And here is Billingsley, just 2 for 19 this year as a Dodger hitter. Love the name of this guy's hometown, Defiance, Ohio.
Makes his home now in Scottsdale, Arizona.
1-0 pitch is a little low. I mean, you wouldn't want your starting pitcher with that bulldog mentality to be from Milquetoast, Montana, would you?
No, I wouldn't. Not unless he could throw 95
well,
and
then, yeah.
drop off a yellow hammer on you.
Then it's okay.
It's all right.
Or then you don't care where the guy's from. This kid has been thought of as a huge piece to the Dodgers rotation for the last couple of years, and it went so poorly for him he was almost an afterthought in the Dodgers postseason run last year. Appeared just one time, and that is a reliever because of the confidence issues and frankly the results. He was a different guy after the All-Star game for them. But all that's forgotten right now. He's on a terrific roll. He's 4-0 in the last 5 games. He's 6-2 overall. And making a push to maybe make it to the All-Star game again.
His last 5 starts, the team is 5-0. He's 4-0. The only game he didn't get a decision was the last one. And that came against Arizona. And he pitched 8 innings, but he gave up 4 runs, and his team had to rally and take him off the hook, and they eventually won the game. But in 8 innings, he didn't walk a batter and struck out 11 and still got no decision because he'd given up the 4 runs.
2-2 count. Fly ball, well hit. That is big time trouble. McCloud on the run, cannot get it, and that's going to bounce off the fence. And that'll be a double for Billingsley. He helps himself, and the Dodgers lead 1-0.
Under the title of Swing Hard in Case You Hit It. Big swing, big connect. Braves have caught a couple of breaks in this series already with some ground rule doubles. Couldn't get that one to bounce out. So 2 quick outs thanks to the double play. And then Hanson runs into more trouble, including the double to the pitcher.
So DeWitt 1 for 18 singles. Billingsley 2 for 19 doubles. And with 2 outs, Los Angeles has scored first, and for Call the batter. And this is another frustrating thing for Hanson. It's been 2-out trouble that's bothered him in these first and second innings where he's given up the bulk of his runs. One ball, 2 strikes.
Ahead in the count, don't have to give him a whole lot to hit here. Maybe a backdoor pitch that he might give up on.
He thought that was strike 3.
Oh, yeah. The call was walking. He was headed to the dugout, but the umpire gave him a reprieve.
Full count. Disappearing slider retires for call, but not before the Dodgers' dynamic duo of Blake DeWitt and Chad Billingsley single and double with 2 outs in this second inning. It's Los Angeles 1, Braves nothing.
Go. Begin your grand adventure. Reconnect. Celebrate new beginnings. We'll be there along the way with everything you need to get you where you want to be. And as you travel, open your eyes, because America is beautiful, from sea to shining sea.
What if we just do what we did out west?
Oh, I've seen this. That guy dies at the end.
Don't worry about Jake. He's the least of our worries.
AT&T Uverse. Watch any show you record in any room. Switch today and get Uverse TV for $39 a month for 6 months with DVR included.
Whoa! This is new. Yep, this is a Whirlpool Cabrio washer with 6 Sense technology. 6 Sense? What's that? It senses and adapts to every load, so you use the least amount of water and energy. So it's like a washer with a brain. And it's not only smart, it's the biggest. The Cabrio can wash 3 baskets of laundry in a single load. Wow! Was I supposed to know this stuff? No, we are at H.H. Gregg.
Save on all washers and dryers now at H.H. Gregg. This is our team. Get your Braves on Fox Sports South and Sports South.
Always late arriving crowd here at Dodger Stadium, where the Braves are battling on Sports South, and our game tonight presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, The Right Stuff, and The Low Price. This might be the biggest crowd of the 3 so far in the series.
Bring your mic down, Joe. Yes, I would say so. It's hard to talk into a microphone when it's sitting on top of your head.
Well, let's see if Tommy Hanson can return the favor of Chad Billingsley, who has knocked in the game's first run.
42,000 here last night.
Tommy sporting a new haircut.
Yeah, Chip and I went by his locker and told him if he'd just tell us where he got it cut, we'd go down and beat the snot out of that guy, but Tommy wouldn't tell us.
Let's hope he's not going to suffer the same fate as Sampson. Hello. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Very close. Just missed his left elbow.
I'm sure Tommy has a lot of friends and family at the ball game tonight. He's from Redlands, California. Where's that in relation to Los Angeles?
We found out it's straight east of Los Angeles, over even on the other side of San Bernardino, near the Arizona border. Desert country.
He fought off that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hanson, Prado, Infante here in the Braves' third.
A couple of good swings by Hanson. Boy, the weather changes the Braves will have been through from home through this road trip will be something. All the stormy weather that they endured during the homestand with the rain delays and thunderstorms, then to come here and have it be so pleasant and comfortable. Then go 4 days to Phoenix, where right now it's 108 to 110 every day. Then back to Minneapolis to the north, where the daytime highs are in the mid-70s.
Hanson is struck out, but quite a battle between the Braves pitcher and Billingsley. And one man down for Martin Prado, who is our quote of the day, and that's brought to you by Geico.
This is wonderful. I love what he says here. On his all-star chances, Martin says, I don't care who's the best second baseman in the National League. I don't care about that. The only thing I care about is if I've got the respect of my teammates, the people who see me play every day. That's my all-star game. I thought that was wonderful. Okay, Martin works hard. For a guy who plays every day, he's on that bike riding, you know, staying in shape. And there's his biggest sponsor right now, Peter Moylan. He's trying to do the Napoleon Dynamite ad. Vote for Prado.
Did Peter catch him a delicious bass?
I'm sure he did.
But I mean, you could make a case that he's having a better first half than Chase Utley. We saw the Phillies second baseman struggling so mightily. And he continues the hit parade. There's a shot into right center field, his 76th hit. And that's more than anybody else in the league. And Prado's aboard to start the Atlanta third inning. One on, one out for Omar Infante.
This is one of the things that makes Prado such a tough out, is that he's looking away. He's looking to cover the plate. But if you make a mistake inside, as this hanging breaking ball was, the slider, he's going to be able to handle that just fine too. He fights it off, serves it into right center. He's got all sides of the plate covered.
Now let's see if Omar Infante can move him along. Omar took a called third his first time up. And he hits a rocket to left, but Manny Ramirez is there. A sinking line drive hit right on the button.
Man, was that hit hard. This ball was hit right on the button. High fastball, inner third. Infante, an excellent fastball hitter, hit it right at him.
Jason Hayward popped out his first time up. And he hits a shot into shallow right center. That's going to drop for a hit. Streaking around second is Prado, and the Braves have him first and third with 2 outs. It's an amazing roller coaster for Jason Hayward. He'll go through little stretches as a rookie and then all of a sudden figure it out after 19, 20 at bats and then explode again at the plate.
That's been really the story all year long, from his first 12 to his next 7, then a high point on the 10 after that. And you can see the ups and downs, and coming into play tonight, his last 5 games, he was 1 for 19, including those 5 strikeouts last night. So a base hit here. Hopefully that's a sign of a good stretch to come.
So Jason has his first hit in Dodger Stadium and sends Brian McCann to the plate with 2 on and 2 out in a 1-run game. Braves getting, if not necessarily better looks, but certainly better results against Billingsley the second time through the order now.
Let's hope so. And Brian McCann, got to get him going. We talked about his numbers and his sporadic at bats over the last 10 days. Let's hope that with some consistent at bats, his numbers will begin to go up too.
In his career, he's always been a prolific 2-run or 2-out run producer for the Braves ball club. He has 7 2-out RBIs so far this year, but only 18 in total, and that's to your point. He hasn't been healthy or in the lineup all that much.
Counting tonight, Braves' next 6 games are against right-handed starters. They don't see another lefty until the last game of the Arizona series, when they're scheduled to see Dontrelle Willis. So Figure on Mac getting a lot of at-bats.
He made Billingsley throw a strike, and he did. 2-1 the count now. He's 1 for 9 against the Dodger right-hander. That one hit a home run. And this one tapped out 2 for call. He will win the race to the second base bag. And that retires the side. The Braves get 2 hits. They leave both runners stranded. And to the bottom of the third we go with the Dodgers an early lead.
You've never seen a photograph. You've never hunted color and captured every stray drop of it. You've never blasted out blue LED light, then sucked in every detail in 8 megapixels. You've never seen a photograph because you've never seen this. The Droid Incredible by HTC. With an 8 megapixel camera, it's nothing short of its name.
Get the most coverage, the most access, the most Braves on FoxSportsSouth.com. 2-time Rookie of the Month Jason Hayward and Player of the Month Troy Glaus are red hot. And All-Star voting has begun, so show your support. Go online and vote now. Plus, get the Chop, your daily blog, keeping you in the loop on all things Braves. And caption this, our picture of the week is waiting for the perfect headline. So send in your best idea. It's all online right now, because no one covers your team like our team. FoxSportsSouth.com.
What a thrill, folks. First big league at bat. Unbelievable.
It's time to rock and roll. Swing and drive. Belted right. Welcome to the show.
Unbelievable. That just takes your breath away.
Sundays are Braves. It's a tight race in the NL East. Now Bobby Cox leads the Braves against Western foe the LA Dodgers. Braves, Dodgers, tomorrow beginning at 3:30. Brought to you in part by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Blimpie, by the Georgia Lottery, by the Home Depot, and by Dodge. Beautiful sunset here in Southern California. Look at our Blimpie game summary. Tommy Hanson, a little early inning trouble. Usually, though, Joe, he settles down after 2, and hopefully that's the case. He's only down 1-0. Matt Kemp looks at a high breaking ball. 1-0 the count.
Mike Buchlinski cleaning off a clean home plate. I think he got something in his eye there. Maybe a contact lens issue. Last I checked, umpires do need to see.
Now you're not going to go down that road, are you?
What road's that?
But they have trouble with their eyesight?
Nope. No, of course not. Perfect vision is a good thing for an umpire.
Two 2-0.
Tommy Hanson's first 2 innings, it's almost like a tale of 4 innings. To get the first 2 outs in inning number 1 took him 9 pitches, then 17 to get the last out. 3 pitches to get the first 2 outs in the second inning, 14 after that. Now go back to that bad inning against Cincinnati when he gave up 8 runs in the second inning and got knocked out of the game. All of those runs came with 2 out. He could not get the 3rd out.
Kemp fights it off, drives that into the seats, foul. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kemp's a tough guy to walk. He likes to swing the bat. Put up very big numbers for the Dodgers last season. This year he has struck out 59 times, has walked just 21 times, and he's hitting second for them. And he hits a fly ball deep to center. McClough going back at the wall. Can't get it. It drops at his feet. Kemp on his way to second. He'll round, and he's going to make it with a slide. Let's see if McClough is all right. He's slammed into the fence.
Yeah, I think he got rocked pretty good. Slider that stayed out over the plate, and down and through it goes Kemp. Nate almost got to it, and then maybe something similar to what happened to Brett Cleveland, cracking his toe into that unpadded part of the fence as he kicked it.
Jason Hayward with a check to make sure McClough is all right. He's flexing the feet. But it's a triple for Kemp, the third of the year, and the Braves have trouble brewing in the bottom of the inning. 1 ball, no strikes.
Again, this goes to something I've talked about for years, that outfielders hate this. If you're going to pad the wall, pad all of it. Take the padding all the way down to the bottom. If you're going to slide on the track or dive on the track to try to catch a ball, you're going to hit concrete. You're not going to hit padding. I don't understand why they don't pad it all the way to the ground.
Two balls, no strikes. Hanson has gone to the stretch at the start of every inning he's pitched in this game. For Call, a leadoff single. Martin, a leadoff single in the second. Now Kemp triples to begin the Dodger third. Fly ball hit toward left. Hinsky gives ground, makes the catch, loads up, but no chance to get Kemp. A sacrifice fly by Ethier. That's his 40th RBI, and it's now a 2-0 game. Los Angeles.
Tough guy to try to retire and prevent the run from scoring. Remember, Andre Ethier missed 2 weeks with that broken finger, and he's still got 40 RBIs.
Now it's Manny. He bounced a ball up the middle in the Dodger first. Dodgers are in the middle of their longest homestand of the season. They extended the miseries of the Diamondbacks. They have this one and tomorrow's game with the Braves. Then the Cardinals are here for 3. Then interleague play with the Angels. Then they go on a long road trip that will begin in Cincinnati. And then the fans in Boston will welcome Manny Ramirez back to Fenway Park before they go back to Anaheim to take on the Angels in a 3-game series.
Back-to-back really good curveballs from Hanson. Had him ducking on both of them. Do the best he's thrown tonight so far.
One ball, 2 strikes. Lined over Glaus into the right field corner, and Manny's going to have an extra base hit. He has singled, he has doubled.
You don't often see Manny Ramirez hit the ball down the first base line, but this one was perfectly placed. Pretty good pitch down and away, and he went with it. Nothing wrong with the location of that one, but earlier tonight there have been some that Tommy would like to have back.
James Loney, the batter. Tommy got him with a slider that was darting across his shoe tops. That ended the first inning tonight. You could live with 2. You'd hate to see the Dodgers add a 3rd run in this 3rd inning. And he went to the shoe tops again, and he popped Loney with a pitched ball. That's the 6th man this year that Hanson has hit by a pitch.
And Loney in a lot of pain here as he's trying to make his way to first. Mariano Duncan wants the trainer to come out. Let's see where it got him. Like right on the outside of the right foot.
Joe Torre will gallop out as well and take a peek.
Looking at the outside or top of his foot. Or maybe like the baby toe. Some people might call that the baby singer toe.
Or the pinky toe. It's not the great toe.
No, that's in China. So he's going to be able to get the feeling back in it. Here's a look at where Tommy Hanson's location or lack thereof has hurt him tonight. First pitch of the game, belt high, a 3-2 pitch. Also Martin with a pitch that was up. Ethier fought that one off a little bit, but you can see the pitch is all well above the knees, even the hanging slider to Kemp. He must have thought he hit a homer because he wasn't running very hard to first.
Double play in order for Russell Martin. That pitch was well placed. And he could use a few more of them to get out of this 3rd inning. Only a 2-0 Dodger game. But Kemp tripled. Ethier chased him home with a sac fly. Manny doubles. Loney hit by a pitch.
James Loney really doesn't know what it feels like to get hit by a pitch too much. In over 2,000 plate appearances in the big leagues, he's only been hit now 6 times. It's Garrett Anderson like.
I'm sure he would say he has lightning quick reflexes. Loney, that is. No balls, 2 strikes. Yanked into the seats, foul. Oh boy, that ball was roped. Hopefully everybody's all right at the end of the Dodger dugout.
Tried to run one in on his hands, break his bat. But unable to do so on an 0-2 count. And you can see Russell Martin's reaction, knowing that he might have hurt someone in the crowd.
Yeah, you never like to see a play like that where you don't see the ball bounce. And the Dodger usher staff attending to that fan down the line. No balls, 2 strikes. A little pop. That might be trouble. Hayward coming on. Got a good jump.
It's only 2 outs, Jason.
Third baseman, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
Jason was about to run that one in, and Manny Ramirez is giving him grief. Of all people to give an outfielder grief on losing track of the outs or making a mental mistake, I don't think it would be Manny Ramirez.
And just in case Jason didn't know, Manny was pointing 2 outs. And 2 on. Here's Carroll. He hit into a double play, his first and only time up. Boy, if Tommy can pitch out of this, maybe he'll get into a groove. He has not had an easy inning yet. Pickoff play, and Manny is safely back.
McCann might have had a legitimate shot at him if he hadn't had to throw over Carroll's bat here, or his back. Kind of got in his line of fire.
That's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lot of pitches.
Manny and Unell are having a good time out there. Looked like Unell, after that pickoff attempt, kind of pulled his hand off the base with the glove, and Manny's giving him grief for it now.
And Escobar will flip to Prado as Manny tried to shield the Braves shortstop on that ground ball out. Hanson survives the third, allows only 1 run. Kemp with a triple. Ethier a sac fly, and the Dodgers lead by 2 after 3.
How about we open up a whole can of Getting It Done and get this year's colors up on the wall this year? Let's get better prices and better paint. Let's break out the drop cloths, rollers, brushes, and tape. Let's start small, then go big, no matter what the budget. And when we're done, let's take a bow. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try Behr Premium Plus Ultra. It's paint and primer all in one and rated #1.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does Elmer Fudd have trouble with the letter R?
Shh, be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Okay, cut. I'm hunting rabbits, Elmer. Let's try that again.
Shh, I'm hunting rabbits.
Cut. Rabbits.
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 Rabbits with an R.
Oh, this director's starting to rub me the wrong way.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The Toyota Tundra. It has the following of a rock star, but the work ethic of a roadie. It shows up to work with something to prove every day. It's not the kind to climb the corporate ladder, but it'll be more than happy to carry a few. The 2010 Toyota Tundra. It's here to work.
Time for the Braves bats to go to work. We're through 3 in Los Angeles tonight. 2-0 is your score. Time to see if Joe has the answer to our AT&T trivia question this evening. And the question is, Chad Billingsley's 53 career wins are second most by pitchers age 25 or under. Who has the most? And that's among active pitchers.
Lincecum anywhere near that yet?
Be a good call about Felix Hernandez from Seattle. We're hearing a deafening silence from the truck, so I don't think we got it. Troy Glaus hits and takes strike 1.
Usually that means we did pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you said Lincecum, I said King Felix. See if we're right. A little bit later on tonight. Braves getting an awful lot of breaking balls from the Dodgers the last 2 nights. Kershaw last evening, Billingsley this evening. He struck out 3 men, including Troy in the second inning tonight.
Russell Martin likes to do that a lot too, and they get ahead in the count 0-2 or 1-2. He'll ask for the pitch to be delivered above the letters to see if the hitter will offer. He does that a lot.
Big play of the game last night came with Martin not at the plate but behind it. He picked off Melky Cabrera at second base on a laser throw. Replays appeared to show that Melky beat the play back to the bag, but he wandered so far off that Greg Gibson called him out. That play came in the 6th inning. The Braves had 2 men on and nobody out. Bottom of the order up. And they were trailing by 2 runs. Dodgers won the game 5-4 yesterday. That's a little low. And on the appeal to first, Glaus still alive at 2-2.
It was a good throw by Martin, but it looked like Furcal got Melky up high on the arm. That was a big turn of events there.
Slow roller hit toward Furcal. He will settle his feet. And Troy is 0 for 2 tonight. Braves fans, if you spend $100 or more at your local Home Depot store between now and June 21st, you'll get 2 free Braves tickets by mail-in rebate. Visit your nearest participating Home Depot store for details. Here's Eric Hinske. He flied to left his first and only time up. 1 ball, no strikes.
For years in this ballpark, there was only one man that had hit a ball completely out of the park over the pavilion in right field, and that was Willie Stargell. I think there's been another guy or two do it since in recent years, and I think Mike Piazza might have been one of them.
Did Mark McGwire do it in his heyday?
I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Hinske has that kind of power. Let's see if he can unload. He thought that was outside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, but that's been a strike all night. We're in the 4th inning. Got to swing the bat. Braves have 2 hits, trail 2-0. Bouncing ball to Loney at first. Pitcher to the bag does his job. And Hinske glaring back at the home plate umpire, not happy with the strike 2 call. And he's the second out in the Braves' 4th.
And it distracted the umpire so much that the umpire rolled the ball out there to the mound like to start the next inning because he forgot how many outs there were. He's more interested in Eric Hinske than he was keeping track of how many outs there were in the inning.
And our broadcast is always on Sports South, presented in beautiful high definition by H.H. Gregg. A grumbling at the plate in game 3 of this series, and a ball low to Brave shortstop Yunel Escobar. He coaxed a 2-out walk his first time up. It appears he's seeing the ball a whole lot better. He's 5 for 8 in the series with 3 RBIs.
Well, one of the things that Yunel does that's somewhat unique is how far he really crouches over. He's got his left shoulder tilted straight down toward the ground, but his head is really cocked, not really upright. So what he has to guard against is when he looks at the pitcher to make sure he can see the pitcher with both eyes and that he's not looking at the bridge of his nose with his right eye. from that position. And it could be that he's maybe, as you said, seeing the ball a little better because he's got his head turned a little better than it was.
Two balls, two strikes. Liner again into right center field by Escobar. Kemp and Ethier try to cut it off, and they're able to do so. It's a long single for Yunel Escobar, his 6th hit of the series.
He's using all the field. That was even an inside pitch. Look at the target. The target was supposed to be away. Billingsley makes a mistake and he pays. Little inside out stroke there from Yunel. Another knock. Comes with 2 outs, but maybe the Braves can find a gap here with Nate McClough and get a run back.
Line to second. That's the hardest hit ball he's had in a while, and sure enough, it's an Adam ball right to Blake DeWitt. A 2-out single by Escobar is wasted in the Braves' 4th, and the Dodgers still lead by a deuce.
The Summer Series on TNT.
The NASCAR on TNT Summer Series begins June 6th with high-speed racing from the Tri-Oval at Pocono.
Pocono is really different. Real fast, tight corner, in the tunnel.
You can actually race here. You hit the ground running.
I just let it all hang out.
It's going to be a great ride.
The Gillette Fusion Pro Glide 500 from Pocono, tomorrow at noon on.
The Atlanta Braves wrap up a West Coast swing with a rattlesnake roundup in Arizona. Rookie phenom Jason Hayward and the Braves take on their former teammates Kelly Johnson and Adam LaRoche in a duel in the desert against the Diamondbacks. How will the Braves aces shut down the hottest hitters in the NL? Watch every game of the series beginning Monday at 9 with Braves Live, right here on Sports South. The Braves Diamondback series is brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Get ready. Braves baseball on Sports South.
This is our team.
And this is why. The most games, the most HD, and the most access anywhere. With Chip Carey, Joe Simpson, and now we've got Glavin.
Got a rookie in the booth. Anything can happen.
The most Braves games. The best Braves coverage. Right here on Sports South. This is our team. Braves baseball on Sports South. Presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Sundays are Braves. It's a tight race in the NL East. Now Bobby Cox leads the Braves against Western foe the LA Dodgers. Braves, Dodgers, tomorrow beginning at 3:30. Brought to you in part by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Dodgers up in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading by a 2-0 score. Let's check out the other happenings in National League play earlier today. The Cardinals beat Milwaukee. The Brewers are having a rough year. Mets continue their good play at home. Jonathan Neese back from the disabled list. Oliver Perez to the disabled list for New York. Lou Piniella shook up his lineup. Cubs beat Houston behind Ryan Dempster. Mike Leake 5-0 for the Reds. Phillies beat the Padres as we told you. And the Giants got a big day from Andrew McCutchen to sink San Francisco.
That kid Leake has been something else. We got a good look at him in Atlanta. Pirates beating the Giants at home. Good for them.
Remember, the Reds don't even have Aroldis Chapman up. He's pitching at AAA. That's the kid from Cuba that can throw the ball 100 miles an hour as a starting pitcher. So Cincinnati in real good shape. They're a game behind the Cardinals in the National League Central.
I got the feeling that talking to people with the Reds camp and even Dusty Baker a little bit that, Chapman wasn't that close. Throws hard, but still learning.
A lot of walks. Well,
yeah.
Jocketty said a start ago or so, he finally got to 7 innings.
Did he go?
Apparently not. One thing, though, the Reds have had problems with has been middle relief, and there's been some talk, at least in the newspapers in Cincinnati, that maybe Chapman at some point could come up and bolster their 7th, 8th inning spots in that bullpen. But right now, no need to panic. They're right in the thick of things in the National League Central this year. That's great for baseball. 2-2 to DeWitt. And he takes low. Tommy Hanson needs an easy inning. He has not recorded a 1-2-3 frame yet. And he's up to 71 pitches with nobody out in the 4th.
And got ahead of DeWitt 0-2. 4th of the last 5 batters he's gone 0-2 on.
High fly ball to center that should be caught by Nate McClough.
And with 1 out, it's time for the money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Look for the Energy Star label when buying new appliances. That's always the tip. Go to georgiapower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
And I believe there's a very happy young couple that will probably be buying some new Energy Star appliances after the doings a few moments ago at Dodger Stadium. Young man and lady got engaged tonight here at the ballpark.
If I'd have pulled that out, I got knocked out.
I was just going to ask you. Think Kathy would have gone for that?
That'd have been. See ya. Be in the parking lot. Maybe. I mean, she'd probably gone home and just. I'd had to find my own way home.
Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes. I mean, I know you love baseball. I know you're a traditionalist. And I just can't see that you and Kathy walking down the aisle from the pitcher's mound to home plate with that, what would you call that? The baseball bats?
Yeah, the arch of bats. Yeah. Wasn't going to happen.
Strike 3 over the outside corner, 2 quick outs. Tommy got 2 quick outs in the 1st and 2nd. Took a lot of pitches to get the inning finished. Hopefully that won't be the case with Vercall up there now.
Rafael still makes his home, or I guess I should say makes his home in the Atlanta area during the off season.
And it's kind of funny how things work out as this ball punted back out of play. You remember the controversy over how close the Braves felt they were in signing Martin Prado to come play second base for them.
Yeah, 2 winters ago. Not that it was a done deal, but it seemed like it was.
I meant for call, excuse me. The point being, if you have him playing second base, you may never discover Martin Prado for yourself.
Rafael's had his share of injuries. His base running, sliding, headfirst diving, all those things have taken a toll on his shoulders and knees. Solid guy, but still only 5'8" and 180 pounds.
But a real valuable commodity is the game of baseball is changing once again. Leadoff men are really hard to find. Effective ones like Vercall. And he set the table once tonight for the Dodgers, but was erased on a double play in the 1st inning. And leadoff guys don't have to necessarily get on base to have an effect. Look at the pitches he's been spoiling on Hanson, driving that count up again. 2 quick outs and a lot of pitches, a lot of energy expended to get the inning completed. That's hit toward Glaus at first. And Tommy Hanson at long last has a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. Pat's got to go to work. Tommy will take matters into his own hands as we head to the 5th inning in Los Angeles.
One value meal coming right up. Get rid of the pickle.
What?
86 the tomato. Hey. Goodbye lettuce.
I wanted all that.
Well, sure you do. But you ordered the value meal.
At a certain point, a value meal stops being a value. Get real value and then some at Wendy's. For just $2.99, get the works piled on our Double Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe and even Applewood smoked bacon on our all-white meat crispy chicken deluxe. Each with fries and a drink, now just $2.99.
You know when it's real.
You've never seen a photograph. You've never hunted color and captured every stray drop of it. You've never blasted out blue LED light, then sucked in every detail in 8 megapixels. You've never seen a photograph because you've never seen this. The Droid Incredible by HTC. With an 8 megapixel camera, it's nothing short of its name.
Georgia Power is looking for ways to help people save energy. It's pretty obvious to me. The answer is dogs. They can be trained to sniff out energy waste using their natural dog instincts. Okay, take your thermostat. You want to make sure it's set at 78 in summer, 68 in winter. You could save yourself up to $100 a year. Check this out. George, which one's more efficient? Compact fluorescent. He picked it right there.
I didn't see him pick one specifically.
Yeah, he did. He picked compact fluorescent.
Sniff out more energy savings at georgiapower.com.
16 take aim. Only one will make history. Top Shot premieres tomorrow at 10 on History. Made every day.
It's the top of the 5th inning, and one of our colleagues from Atlanta, Steve Angel, enjoying the game tonight. He's in town for the NBA Finals, which will get back underway here in Los Angeles tomorrow.
One of the great camera operators in the business. Also passes off as lead singer for ELO.
One ball, one strike to Tommy Hanson. That'll take a funny bounce, but DeWitt stays with it. And there's your first out in the Braves' 5th. Let's check out our AT&T trivia question. Did we nail it? Chad Billingsley, 53 career wins, second most by pitchers age 25 or under among active players. Who leads that list?
Might be. Well, you're right. Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No wonder the truck was silent. So I'm telling you, if you get it, they're all down there going curses. Foiled again.
Dauber's down.
Yeah.
King Felix might be one of the best pitchers that fans east of the Mississippi know very little about for that Seattle club. And the Mariners were the fashionable pick to win the American League West this year. It has not gone well at all for them.
Got beat again today. 11-2 at home. 11 games under 500.
They have some good pieces to trade if they want to start rebuilding again. Cliff Lee, the big name. In fact, there's some published reports here in LA that the Dodgers at one point have asked not only about Cliff Lee, but the availability of Roy Oswalt, who has requested a move from the Astros.
I wonder how much flexibility the Dodgers have, though, given the ongoing divorce between the owners of the team, the McCourts. If it's business as usual, if they have budget set aside for things like that at the trade deadline.
Don't know.
Or if lawyers from both sides of the divorce say, wait a minute now, don't start spending a bunch of this money until we know where it's going.
Well, from the outside looking in, you'd think the Dodgers, who have drawn $3 million or more for 14 straight years, that money wouldn't be an issue.
Depends on what you paid for the team. Sometimes that has an effect on it.
Up the middle for call, glides to his left. And still a good arm, 2 outs. The Atlanta Track Club is partnering with the Braves to bring the annual Father's Day 4-mile race to Turner Field on Saturday, June 19th. Your race entry also includes a Braves game ticket and t-shirt. Celebrate Father's Day by crossing the finish line on the field. Register today at atlantatrackclub.org. Two quick outs for Omar Infante. He's 1 for 11 in the series. And his bat hasn't been as productive since Yunel Escobar came back to play shortstop. Remember how well he played and how hot he was swinging it. He's cooled off noticeably since. And with Chipper Jones out for the foreseeable future, Braves need his production at third base now.
You know, I might beg to differ on that one. I don't know the exact numbers, but he's played a couple of games at third for Chipper where he's hit the ball hard and picked up some hits. He got 2 hits. What was it, Wednesday after Chipper came out, including the game winner. And just that, like tonight, I know he struck out the first time up, but then he hit a laser right at Manny. So he's still swinging the bat good, I think, Chip. He may not have the results he had when he's playing shortstop, but there's nothing wrong with his swing.
That might be a fair way of putting it. 2 balls and a strike. And now high, 3-1. Like to see him get on, give Jason a chance to tie it with 1 swing of the bat. And he will. Sharply hit ball right back where it came from Omar Infante. So his second hit of the series does indeed set the table.
I like what he did there after he hit that. When it got back through the middle, he kind of tossed the bat down like, yeah, catch that one. I like that. Right back where it came from. There's no better feeling than hitting one that solid right back at the pitcher.
Well, we showed you that graphic for Hayward. Up, down, up, down, up, down. He singled last time up. Let's see if he can launch one off Billingsley here and tie this game in the 5th inning.
Only Randy Wolf threw more innings for the Dodgers last year than Billingsley. And his last several starts during this good run he's been on.
All right, hit ground ball to second.
He's given him innings too. Sorry, Chip.
Infante, a 2-out hit, and that is all. The Braves have stranded 6 men through the game's first 5 innings.
Now Fantasy 5 gives you what you want when you want it. Instant cash. Fantasy 5 with Easy Match gives you the chance to win up to $500 on the spot, in addition to your chance to win in the big nightly jackpot. So you can win now and later. Just fill in the Easy Match play on your Fantasy 5 play slip and pay an extra $1. Match any Easy Match number with any Fantasy 5 number and you win instantly. Fantasy 5 with Easy Match. Instantly better.
Day, catch the Silver Bullet, frost-brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
We asked real players, how do you use your rewards points?
I just use my rewards points for golf at Dancing Rabbit.
I got a free dinner at Rimo's and a nice bottle of wine.
It's the all-you-can-eat buffet for me.
I got a luxury suite and the spa, of course.
Oh, and a big juicy steak at Miko.
Get real rewards at the Silver Star and Golden Moon Hotels and Casinos, the real casinos of Pearl River.
I like Pearl River, and Pearl River likes me.
Sundays are Braves. It's a tight race in the NL East. Now Bobby Cox leads the Braves against Western foe, the LA Dodgers. Braves, Dodgers, Sunday beginning at 3:30.
This is game 3 of 4 on the road trip and 3 of 4 with the Dodgers here in Los Angeles. And Tim Hudson has been rolling merrily along, and so has John Eli, the Dodger right-hander. They'll meet tomorrow afternoon.
Charlie Steiner, the radio voice of the Dodgers, has been singing "Eli's Coming, Hide Your Heart, Girls" every time John Eli pitches. Little Three Dog Night reference.
Got it.
Okay. I didn't know if that was before your time or not.
Oh, it was, but
hey, Eli's going to be running into a hot pitcher tomorrow for the Braves.
And that is our Airtran upcoming road schedule. Tommy Hanson trying to settle in here in the middle innings. Gave up a couple of early runs, 1 in the second and 1 in the third. Braves have 4 hits. And now Kemp Ethier and Manny coming up.
Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger award for Matt Kemp last year. At 297, 26 homers, 101 runs driven in, scored 97, stole 34 bases.
What was called out by Ned Colletti earlier this year for bad base running and poor defense, where the Dodgers were struggling at the end of April and early May, and that really put this kid in a funk for a while. Popped up into shallow right. Jason Hayward takes a roundabout route, makes the play, and there's your first out in the 5th inning.
But some players respond well to that, some don't, and some guys need that to be reminded that, you know what, you had a good year last year, but 1 year doesn't make it. You got to keep playing hard and doing the right things, playing the right way. He's a great athlete and certainly can be a great player.
Goes back to what John Wooden, one of his sayings, you know, the words of wisdom. They had those in the LA Times today. Young people need role models, not critics, is what John Wooden used to say. And from the outside looking in, it appears that Kemp is one of those players that no matter what he does, he has such great physical and athletic gifts that fans are always left wanting more from him. But I wouldn't imagine there's a team in baseball that wouldn't want to have those numbers that you just presented for Matt Kemp every year, or the numbers that Andre Ethier is sporting. 40 RBIs, and he missed some time with that broken finger.
You think about the possibility of the offense of their outfield. I don't know that there's another one in baseball that could compare between Kemp, Ethier, and what Manny Ramirez is capable of doing. That's a pretty hardy offensive trio when they're all playing right, playing like they're capable.
And you've got Furcal, you've got Loney, you've got Casey Blake, you've got Russell Martin. Those guys all are productive offensive players. They're nursing DeWitt along as a youngster, getting a chance to play every day. But like everybody else, as their pitching staff goes, especially the youngsters, that's where the Dodgers will go. And the returns the last 2 nights so far, very, very good. A walk to Ethier. Tommy hasn't been able to retire him yet in the game without a run scoring. And he walks for the 2nd time. And here's Manny Ramirez, who's already singled and doubled in the game. .550 lifetime home runs for Ramirez. Over 2,500 hits now. Over 1,800 RBIs now in his big league career.
And the picture of him on their big screen is so Manny Ramirez to me. Shades on and batting left-handed in his left-handed grip of the bat.
And he is our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot. 3 hits in his previous 21 at-bats before a 2-for-2 game tonight. Well, he is a free spirit. There's no question about that.
Left-handed hitting, Manny Ramirez. Style master. L.A. First multi-hit game for him since early May.
All those years with the Red Sox, people forget Manny Ramirez was an Indian. And others have said he might be one of the best right-hand hitters of his generation in Major League Baseball. Let's hope not here.
No, I don't think anybody's really argued that about being one of the better right-handed hitters in the game of this generation. It was tainted by his suspension last year because it just put a cloud over all that he had accomplished with his performance-enhancing suspension. But he's always hit.
Two and two. I think this is the last year of his deal with the Dodgers too.
Pitch number 95 coming up for Tommy, and there's 1 out in the 5th.
Inside corner, Ramirez struck out looking and disagrees with the call. That pitch has been called a strike for both clubs all night, and wise of Tommy to go in there, and he got it there for the 2nd out.
Remember, Manny hit that ball down the right field line his last time up and hit a good pitch in doing so. This time they keep him honest, trying to get that slider to come back to the corner, and maybe a generous call there from Kuczynski, and the Braves will take it.
Now Loney bats with Ethier aboard, but 2 outs. James has struck out and was hit on the right foot by a pitch back in the Dodger 3rd inning. Loney was born in Houston, lives in Missouri City, Texas in the offseason. Talked about him during the break earlier in the game. Mark Grace-like, perhaps?
Yeah, line drive. I mean, 13 homers. He's capable of hitting more, but that's about right for him. Obviously it is. He's hit 13 each of the last 2 years. He's somewhere in that range, 12 to 18 a year.
And a delayed steal by Ethier. McCann came out of his crouch, double clutched, and was unable to make a throw.
I don't think he saw him, Chip. I really don't. Bounce, bounce, go. No, Brian didn't have any idea it was going. I'm not sure Troy did. Remember last night you asked me about that sign of David Ross was saying about chop, 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 be a heads up. It was for a delayed steal, and that was perfect execution by Ethier.
Now Tommy has to pitch around a man in scoring position and 2 outs. A high hopper hit towards second, and the side is retired. It has been a battle for Hanson, but he has shut the door. He's allowed 2 to the Dodgers. And Brian McCann leads things off.
Pitch to McCann, hit high in the air to right field.
I play for the team I grew up coming to see with my dad.
Tonight, he is our Toyota Tundra hardest working player to this point.
Well, he's not only working hard on the mound, he's working hard at the plate. Keeping the Braves off balance with that breaking stuff that we told you about at the start of the ball game. Good fastball there to get a strikeout of the pitcher. He's also hit an RBI double, his second hit of the season.
Well, I'm sure the poet laureate of baseball, Bobby Dews, is sitting back in Georgia watching the game tonight, hoping that Brian McCann, Troy Glaus, and Eric Hinske can get something going. Out of play foul. And a strike to the Braves catcher. Brian has walked and has bounced into an inning-ending force play tonight. And no glasses. Interesting. Billingsley tonight has struck out 3 men. He's walked 2. He has scattered 4 hits. Braves have left 6 men on base.
He's talking about his innings pitched earlier tonight. Last outing was 8 innings. And the start before that, he only went 5 1/3 against the Cubs, but he got the win. And the 2 starts before that, 7 innings and 7 1/3. So he's really been pushing his totals up.
And that ball in the dirt, and McCann swung over the top for the first out. We invite you to purchase $125 or more in regularly priced Braves merchandise from the Braves Clubhouse store at CNN Center, and you'll get a Stars and Stripes beach towel while supplies last. For more information, visit the Clubhouse store or call 404-523-5854. Troy Glaus 0 for 2 in the game, has been called out on strikes and has bounced out to short. The Dodgers hold this score. They will take over first in the National League West and would move a half game in front of San Diego. The Padres were beaten by Jamie Moyer and the Phillies tonight. Phillies looking in with interest tonight. If Atlanta falls, they'd be only a game back in the division.
Padres and Phillies wrap up their series tomorrow, as do the Braves and Dodgers.
Another roller hit to short. And Billingsley has been in complete command to this point. 2 outs.
That seems like any trouble he's really been in has come with 2 outs. You can see Glaus's disappointment with the outcome of that swing. Pretty good changeup it looked like from Billingsley.
By my count, there have only been 2 outs recorded by the Dodger outfield in this game. Hinske flied out to Manny and Infante lined out to Manny. That's it. Everything else in the glove of Martin or on the infield. Jesse Chavez up with Hanson's pitch count high through 5 innings.
Billingsley also closing in on 100 pitches. He's at 98. I don't know when 100 pitches became the benchmark for fatigue for pitchers, that you figure their stuff began to really diminish after that point, but I'm sure there was scientific study done somewhere.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hinske. I know Greg Maddux used to say all the time, pitch count doesn't matter, it's the stress, not the number. He had many a start where he'd throw 65 high-stress pitches and he was out of gas. Other games he can throw 130 without much effort. But now you're right, it is right around 100 for the young pitchers where they are long gone, and so are the Braves bats in the 6th inning. 2 strikeouts, another 1-2-3 frame from the Dodger right-hander who is pitching another beauty. He's 4-0 in his last 5 and he leads by 2.
Squish. Ouchie. That was the Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
How ironic, he slams into the Kaiser Permanente sign. That's a big hospital chain out here.
Apropos. Bottom of the fence not padded. Banged his foot into the wall as well, and that hurt.
Detecting a lot of former outfielder bitterness. The happy bus, as you used to call it, has driven off the track.
No, it's not bitterness. It's just I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why, if you're going to pad the wall, you don't pad the whole thing. And I don't. If you're looking to try to give outfielders a safe place to play, heaven forbid they actually dive or slide into that wall on the ground because there's no padding down there. And when Nate ran into the fence out there, he then cracked his foot into the concrete. Bang. No padding down there. And that's what got Brent Cleveland on the disabled list too. On a play in Pittsburgh.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Russell Martin. And a tapper hit toward Omar. There's a friendly hop. And 1 man down.
To the Dodgers, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
Jamie Carroll has hit into a double play and has bounced out to short. He's 0 for 2.
That run was quite legitimate in the 3rd inning. The triple by Kemp. Sacrifice fly by Ethier. The one that hurt was in the 2nd inning. Their first run, it came with 2 outs after a double play had cleaned the bases up. But in that inning, 3 hits from guys who weren't hitting a lick.
Yeah, DeWitt was a single. He was 1 for 18 coming in. And then Billingsley, with the outfield playing very shallowly, launched one. RBI double for the first Dodger run.
He was 2 for 19 on the year. And earlier in the inning, Martin got a base hit. He was 3 for 17.
Two and 2.
.108 on the pitch count for Tommy. Last pitch at 93. Hasn't lost anything on his fastball.
.109 is his season high in pitches. Until now, that was number 110.
He's due up 3rd in the 7th inning, so you can understand Bobby wanting him to get 1 more inning in before he had to pinch hit for him.
Lined over first and into the right field corner. Hayward over quickly. And Carroll is aboard with a 1-out single.
Guy's got a magic wand working right now.
Dodgers second baseman, number 33,
but
Blake DeWitt.
The difficulty there was that Tommy couldn't put him away. Got ahead of him in the count and then finally went to 3-2, and this letter high fastball gets fought off into right field.
And now Roger McDowell out. I'll buy some more time for the bullpen and let Tommy catch his breath. With DeWitt coming up. And that's a real good point. Finishing off hitters, finishing off innings. We had that great graphic earlier with regards to Hanson. First 2 innings of this game, minimum of pitches, and then 17 to get the 3rd out in the first inning, and 14, I believe, to get the 3rd out in the second.
Right. Chavez was up. Now it's Eric O'Flaherty, and that's why Roger McDowell is out there buying some time.
Next pitch he'll throw will equal his career high in a major league game.
I love Roger. Roger goes out there and has absolutely no concern or regard for any umpire that's happened to be standing there. Like the umpire's arrival will immediately break up the meeting. Roger goes right on with his business. I love that.
Well, when you're a star in a Seinfeld episode, you get away with that kind of thing, right? Here's DeWitt. Blake was born in Sarasota, Florida, but lives in Sikeston, Missouri. He is number 6, retired by the Sikeston High School baseball team last spring. He signed a letter of intent to play baseball with Georgia Tech. But the Dodgers took him 28th overall in the draft in 2004. And here he is, the Dodgers starting second baseman in 2010. Out of play, foul, 0-2.
I want to go back an inning to Ethier's delayed steal chip and watch how he does this to perfection. He makes it look like he's bouncing off, just taking his lead as the pitch is being thrown. But as soon as the ball leaves his hand, he takes off. And when you do that, by the time the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, watch the first baseman. He's looking at home too. He's not watching the runner, so he can't even tell the catcher that he's going to alert him. Brian had no idea there was a left-handed hitter up there, so he was screened. Excellent execution by Ethier, and something that Brian is now on every pitch coming up out of his crouch to make sure it doesn't happen again.
DeWitt takes a 3rd strike. Billingsley hits with a man at first and 2 outs. Well, let me ask you this. You played in an era where the stolen base was such a bigger part of the game than it is now. Is what Ethier did a lost art and maybe slowly coming back now?
You rarely see that happen anymore. I don't know when the last time I saw a runner try a delayed steal like that. Don't remember. It was something that we got taught how to do a long time ago, and when to break, wait till you see the ball out of the pitcher's hand before you take off.
And so not only do you see it from the offensive players, I'm sure that young defensive players or pitchers in the case of Tommy Hanson have no idea how to defend it because they probably never saw it in the minor leagues either.
Well, it's not up to the pitcher to defend it. It's up to the first baseman and catcher and middle infielders to try to slow it down so that it doesn't happen. But if it's executed properly, it's tough to defend because the catcher is screened by a left-handed hitter. And if you break too soon, the first baseman sees you go and he's yelling to the catcher. There he goes. So the catcher comes out firing.
But fortunately, no damage came in that 5th inning play as Hanson trying to finish strong here ahead of the Dodger pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Joe mentioned, he is Tommy Hanson, due 3rd. And the Braves come up in the 7th inning. It's a 2-0 Dodger game. And if that is the last pitch of the night, he did indeed finish strong, striking out his 5th and 6th men to send this game to the 7th. The freeways are clear, and the Dodgers are up 2.
A search began a year ago for the best marksman in the country. Thousands applied. Only.
As we head to the 7th inning, there is the Disney Theater, and there is tonight's Braves starter, Tommy Hanson, with a career high in pitches tonight. 2 early runs, his undoing at least to this point.
Braves had a big inning in the 7th last night, highlighted by Yunel Escobar's 2-run double. Maybe he can get a rally started tonight.
Braves have had 1 leadoff man on in this game. That was McCann, who walked in the 2nd. And there's the first hit leading off an inning for the Braves. And the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Nate McClouth. So Escobar continues to sizzle. 8 games in the last 11. He's had 2 or more hits.
See how Bobby Cox plays this one. Only down 2. Would he play for 1 run here? With Nate struggling, to maybe just have him move a runner into scoring position for a pinch hitter.
He lined out to 2nd last time up, hit it right on the button, but right at Blake DeWitt. No sign of a bunt, and Billingsley missed high.
Dodgers bullpen is getting busy. As we saw last night, it's a good one. Some big arms down there.
League hitting just 168 against the Dodger bullpen in the last month. And Ramon Troncoso. That's a name you love to hear Vin Scully pronounce. Ramon Troncoso. The Dodger bullpen.
Who were you just doing?
Now it's, just it's the best I got.
Oh, yeah, that was Vin.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, no. Nobody's Vin. Except that guy. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Nice guy you are.
Just
1
giving
and
you
2.
a hard time.
Of course. That's what I'm here for. As McClouth will have to protect. Brooks Conrad in the on-deck circle. Also like to hear Vin say Brooks Conrad. He'll hit for the Braves pitcher. Little flare, that might drop. That is gonna drop, and a break for Nate McClouth. A little flare, or as you would call it, a Ric Flair. Puts him at 1st and 3rd with nobody out, and the Braves are in business against Billingsley.
They went inside one time too many, and that time Nate got a piece of it. Oh, he left it up. They wanted it down and in, and another mistake from Billingsley cost him. Gosh, location is so important. It doesn't matter who you are, how well you've been pitching. You make a mistake location-wise at this level, you're going to get hurt. 500th career hit. Congratulations, Nate.
So they're at the corners with nobody out, and Brooks Conrad is in the box. This is the best chance for the Braves tonight. 1st and 3rd, none out.
Got to put it in play. Infield back. They're willing to concede a run for a chance at a double play.
Brooks 4 for 19 this year as a pinch hitter, including that magical grand slam against Cincinnati. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves bench this year has done an excellent job for Bobby Cox. 20 pinch hits this year. And that one back up the middle. That's number 21. And the game is 2-1 Dodgers. 3 straight hits.
Did Billingsley get a little leather on that one? At first, I thought he'd slowed it down enough to get it to where perhaps Furcal could get to it, but not so. He still had a lot of steam on it. Just tipped off his glove. And that's going to do it for Chad Billingsley tonight, too.
So Billingsley will depart, allowing 3 straight singles here in the 7th inning and his first run. Braves, though, still in business. First and second, 1 in, none out in Los Angeles.
The Toyota Tundra. It has the following of a rock star, but the work ethic of a roadie. It shows up to work with something to prove every day. It's not the kind to climb the corporate ladder, but it'll be more than happy to carry a few. The 2010 Toyota Tundra. It's here to work.
Initiating Comcast network upgrade in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to an on-demand library approaching 20,000 titles. Your favorite shows, HD movies, and more. Available instantly, whenever you want. Welcome to more choice and more HD than ever before. Welcome to the upgrade. Introducing Xfinity. TV, internet, and voice. Only from Comcast.
Now Fantasy 5 gives you what you want when you want it. Instant cash. Fantasy 5 with Easy Match gives you the chance to win up to $500 on the spot, in addition to your chance to win in the big nightly jackpot. So you can win now and later. Just fill in the Easy Match play on your Fantasy 5 play slip and pay an extra $1. Match any Easy Match number with any Fantasy 5 number and you win instantly. Fantasy 5 with Easy Match. Instantly better.
The Atlanta Braves on Sports South are brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by AirTran Airways, and by Verizon. Second straight night for the Braves. The 7th inning has been a whole lot more fun. And they're in business against Ramon Troncoso with 2 on and nobody out.
He's Joe Torre's ground ball guy. That's what he wants here. He wants a chance for a double play. Cut into the inning. There's nobody out. He has not been very good at retiring first batters. 28 of the 28 first batters he's faced, 10 of them have reached.
And all he has to do is get out the league's leading hitter, Martin Prado, with the game on the line for Atlanta. And a bunt attempt popped up, but out of reach of Russell Martin. Interesting play there. Prado with more hits than anybody else in the league with 76, trying to move McClouth and Conrad up and stay out of a double play.
Yeah, but I like it. I mean, you're playing for the lead here, not just the tie. If you move both guys up, you don't know if you're going to get another opportunity. But if Martin's going to bunt, he's going to be asked to bunt. He needs to get it down and needs to bunt it hard to third to Jamie Carroll.
Who's in on the grass, 0-1 the count. Dodgers charge and a ball outside. The way the Braves have been scoring runs in bunches, they haven't had to do much sacrificing of late.
Just as a hitter, when you're bunting a sinker baller like Troncoso, you got to make him get the ball up a little bit. Otherwise, you bunt it straight in the ground.
Prado has 2 of the Braves' 34 sacrifice bunts this year. Nate McClouth leads the club, and there is the bunt, and it is a beauty. Absolutely perfectly laid down by Prado. McClouth at third, Conrad at second with 1 out.
softened it beautifully, pushed it to first base, where I was a little concerned because Loney's a left-handed first baseman. If it's too hard, he might have a play at third base on the force, but that was so well done by Martin. He had no play but to go to first. And showing Chino how that ball was sinking away from him too. He really didn't have much choice but to go to first base.
A fly ball could tie the game. Omar looking for more than that. Second and third, one out. And a good stop by Martin. That gets by. It scores a run.
Remember, the Dodgers are not a good defensive ball club with respect to errors. Only the Nationals have made more errors than Los Angeles. Put it in play, take your chances.
They will. Base hit left field. That ties it. Conrad around third. You run on Manny, and the Braves have taken the lead.
There's your boy Infante too. He has been something else. Fastball that just stayed right up above the knees. It was supposed to be a sinker, but it didn't sink. Remember the pitch before, he almost threw to the backstop, so he didn't want to run the risk of doing that again, so he made too good a pitch. And a great jump off second by Brooks Conrad.
Think he's happy?
Yeah, guess who the pitcher of record is with the win.
And guess who the pitcher of record for the loss is? So Omar Infante hitting the ball hard and getting results tonight. 2 hits, 2 RBIs to put the Braves in front. Still only 1 out. Now Hayward hits.
Yeah, you still only got 1 out. Get a couple more.
Ball 2. All 3 runs charged to Dodgers starter Chad Billingsley, who has a 4-game winning streak on the line in this game. Nowhere close. 3 balls, no strikes. Green light?
Yes. Good pitch to lay off.
The inning set up by the sacrifice bunt by the league's leading hitter, Martin Prado. 3 balls, 1 strike. And now Hayward takes a walk. Jason on base for the 2nd time. And the Dodger faithful not real happy with Troncoso. And Rick Honeycutt, the Dodger pitching coach, will make the long run to the mound.
Again, Troncoso, take away the sacrifice, don't count that. The first official batter he faced tonight, another base hit. So 19 out of 29, excuse me, 18 out of 29 retired. 11 guys have gotten base hits off of him. And typically he's coming in those ground ball situations where Joe Torre needs a double play.
Yeah, that's such an important stat that's so seldom talked about. We talk about saves and innings pitched and strikeouts. But to your point, you're right. That first guy you get might be the difference between winning or losing. And in this case, he couldn't retire Infante, and the Braves have a 1-run lead and looking for more now with Brian McCann in the box. That's outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I wonder if Brian put some contacts in instead of using the glasses. The troubling thing is if he's going back and forth, and you wonder if the sight issues have reoccurred and he can't see well enough with the goggles. It's also cool tonight, and maybe when the body warms up in the cool air, then maybe they fog up on him. But he's not seeing the ball very well at all, I don't think. 2 for 3 in his career against this guy.
Glaus waits next. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball, pretty well hit. Manny on the run, at the track, at the wall. It's off the fence. 1 run scores. Hayward will be, well, he's going to run through the stop sign, throw to the plate. Save! He got in, and McCann all the way to third. Nothing was going to stop the Hay train.
That is such a good description, Chip. The Hay train is right. Brian put a good swing on this one and almost hit it out of the ballpark. It hit right at the bullpen gate. Just missed going over that short wall. And a good read there by Jason Hayward, who was off to the races. Even with 1 out, he was right at second, took off, and almost ran into Brian Snitker, who's trying to stop him. Brian had to jump out of the way. Close play, but the foot got in there.
Troncoso greeted with a standing boo as he's knocked from the ball game, and the Braves bust this thing open with a 5-run 7th.
Umpire blocked it out a little bit there, but you could see Hayward's feet already going into the slide before the tag came across. And he scored from second, almost flat-footed after the ball came off the fence. Pretty impressive.
Well, Belisario in to face Troy Glaus. There was no denying that young man. As Atlanta cashes in a walk from Troncoso. 3 runs on Billingsley, 2 so far on the departed Dodger reliever. And a 5-2 lead now for Tommy Hanson in the 7th inning.
1 more duck on the pond out there. Fly ball would get him in.
Tell you something else, the throw is a little up the line for Martin to handle. Whoever decides to block the plate on Jason Hayward is going to win a Purple Heart.
Yeah, it's good for Russell that he had to move out of the way a little.
Oh, good cut. And Troy just missed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Troy, the 8th man to bat in the inning.
Had his hitting streak snapped last night, but did draw a walk. Belisario pitched here 2 nights ago and walked Prado, the first batter he faced, but then retired the next 3 in order and looked pretty good after the walk.
Popped up.
Get out of play.
Martin. And there's really the first opportunity in this series where all those new seats cost the Dodger pitcher an easy out. In the old days, that was easily in the glove of the catcher. All of those seats in the last 10 years or so, and from foul line to foul line, all that new seating is former green grass.
Trust me, it was a very long walk back to the dugout after a strikeout.
3-2. High fly ball to right. Long run for Ethier near the line. Still coming. Slides in foul ground. And Ethier a little slow getting up as he too slams into the wall.
Oh, there's that pinky finger thing coming into play. Now he's got some kind of protective sleeve, as you said, but it's on his glove hand, and maybe he slammed it into the ground right there. And you're right, Chip. It's just there's just not as much foul territory as there used to be, but immediately took his hand out of the glove. Joe Torre doesn't want to see that.
And see how gingerly he's taken that hand out of the glove. A little feeling back in the right hand. It's hurting him. Fly ball, well hit, left center field. Did he get enough? Leaping try, Kemp. He can't get it. It's out of here.
Okay, so Troy Glaus took one night off to rest.
He went to UCLA, but tonight he's the man of Troy. 7-2 in the 7th.
Time now for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and for Troy Glaus, his 11th homer of the year. Fastball riding back into him, and a 7-run 7th for Atlanta.
Billingsley started the inning, gave up a hit, then gave up 2 more. He was relieved by Troncoso, a sacrifice. And the Braves haven't stopped hitting since.
Matt Kemp has a real knack for going up over this wall and bringing balls back, but that was too far out of his reach.
And another rocket, this one hit by Hinsky, and the Dodger pitching has fallen completely apart in this inning. The Braves are just bashing them.
7 hits in the inning.
Shortstop, number 19, Yunel Escobar.
And we suggested that maybe Yunel could get a rally started this inning. That was some time ago.
Tell you what, that's why you are the best analyst in the business.
Oh, well, see, yeah, okay, yeah.
Keep going. Understated, always on point. Whole lot of yardage off the Braves bats.
Now look at Ryan McCann's.
Oh,
that close to being a homer, because this is homer over here. That close to being up over the top of that padding. Turns out the Braves didn't need it to be a homer, but a good sign from Brian that he was able to see that one and drive it.
So the Dodger relief corps, which, as we told you, since May 9th had a collective ERA of 2.28. They've been hammered in this inning.
Yeah, they're the 2nd rated bullpen in terms of ERA in the league overall. And Troncoso and Belisario have been handled this inning. It all started, though, with 3 hits from the bottom of the order to start the inning against Billingsley.
And this Dodger Stadium crowd is buzzing, and they are not happy. 7 runs on 11 hits in total tonight. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Errorless game. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball hit toward for call. There's 1, and there is 2. The Braves send 10 men to the plate in the 7th inning. 7 of them score, and there was no denying Jason Hayward or Troy Glaus in the frame. Hayward runs through a stop sign He scores, and Troy Glaus launches his 11th home run and takes over the RBI lead in the National League. It's a 7-2 game as we stretch.
Please welcome back to the field.
Dogs identify pretty much everything.
Open 7 in the 7th. And here's how that long inning took place for the Braves offense. Brooks Conrad started with a pinch hit. He continues his good work as a bench performer. Omar Infante put the Braves up with the RBI single, and then the big bats came to life, partner, against the Dodger pen.
Well, Omar's was the big hit. Hayward drew a walk. Then Brian McCann came through behind in the count, almost hit a homer. That drove in 2 with Jason Hayward running through a stop sign. He just beats the throw. And then after McCann made it around to third base on the throw, Troy Glaus followed that with a 2-run shot to make it a 7-run inning on 7 hits. Big explosion. Take another look at that swing. I love that picture we had as we were going to break of Troy Glaus's home run. That super slow-mo at the point of contact. Kept his hands back. God, still his head is here, head down on the ball. That's a great picture.
Well, you can actually see the bat and the torque of the bat bend at contact. That's something that fans at home may not realize, how much give there is in the lumber when you hit the ball like Glaus did. Pretty cool. Melky Cabrera checks in. He will play left field for the Braves and bat 9th. And with Tommy Hanson out of the game after 6 and in position to win, Bobby Cox makes the AT&T call to the bullpen. It'll be hard-throwing young left-hander Johnny Venters, who will get some work against the top of the Los Angeles order. Little history for Venters in the series opener here. A 1-pitch save after Saito hurt himself. Something Billy Wagner, Joe, said he'd never done.
How about that? It'll be interesting to see how Bobby works this stage of the ball game, though. If he moves Moylan into the 8th inning to take Saito's place, who's on the disabled list, and who fills the 7th. If it's a matchup thing where he uses O'Flaherty or Venters or even Jesse Chavez to come in and work the 7th against a right-hander, and you got Kimbrel that just was called up, factor him in there too.
Line drive, left field, will bounce in front of Cabrera for a for-call single. So he's 2 for 4. And Matt Kemp, the Dodgers center fielder, comes up. Kemp's tripled and scored. Dodgers got a run in the 2nd, run in the 3rd. But after that 3rd inning, Tommy Hanson allowed just 1 hit and 2 base runners on a night where, I don't want to say his stuff wasn't good, but it was a battle for him.
It's those innings that he got the double plays, the 1st and 2nd, where you then had to work extra hard to get out of those innings. It kind of took a toll on him in terms of pitch count later in the game.
But he is in line for the win. Braves need to get 9 outs. And Kemp was awfully late.
Super sinker from Venters there.
Johnny, just 25 years old, out of Pikeville, Kentucky. Braves got him in the 30th round of the draft in 2003. With the draft in mind, exciting day Monday for the college players, the high school kids. The amateur draft will get started. Braves will pick 35th with their first selection. And Billy Wagner and his signing means their original draft position will go to the Red Sox. I believe that's 20th. 2-2. And he strikes out Matt Kemp. As we told you, Matt, as a number 2 hitter, will strike out a time or two. That's 60 strikeouts for the season.
Number 16, Andre Ethier.
Let's see how that play down the line affects Ethier's swing, if at all. And it seemed like his little finger was hurting when he took it out of the glove.
That sounds like such a minor injury for someone who's never swung a bat. But if you think about it, where Ethier's injury is at the bottom of the bat. Where Chipper Jones' injury is 1 finger up on the right hand.
It's just the pounds of pressure that go right to that bottom hand against the knob with a big swing. He was trying to make a catch down the line, and it's the pinky finger on his right hand here, and then he tried to brace his fall by throwing his hand down and to take his hand out of the glove, and he was in a lot of pain before that inning ended.
Can you tape the bottom of the bat? Does that minimize?
Yeah, sure, you can put some sponge down there, but it affects the way it feels when you're trying to swing it.
Oh, a flinch, but no call. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He sure did. What's the umpire? I guess not. Yes, no, I won't.
And then he takes a lot off, and Ethier missed that ball by a mile. How about that sequence to Ethier?
You don't make him look that bad very often.
Number 99.
Really sharp, hard slider there. Excellent pitch by Venners.
Manny has singled, he has doubled, and he has been struck out tonight. A 2-for-3 game. Venners, another veteran of Tommy John surgery, missed the season in 2006, coming back from that injury. Has been a starter throughout his minor league career. Made only 22 relief appearances before joining the big league club. And if there was an area where Johnny's hoping to improve as he gains more experience, it's a little more control.
Yeah, well, he was close to making the club out of spring training. He was one of the last cuts, but it didn't take him long to get the call back up.
That one through the legs of McCann, and for call, moves up 90 feet.
Pitch that bounced right off the, looked like that beveled edge of the plate.
Two balls and a strike.
Remember, he was called out on strikes last time up when Hanson went to a slider in, or what looked like a slider, and they got the call, and it was kind of a borderline pitch, but Manny didn't like that pitch inside.
Count.
Looked like a strike. I don't think Manny's heart was really in it when he was heading to first.
The 3-2 to Manny. I've heard hitters say that guys that throw sinkers like Venters, it's like hitting a bowling ball.
Heavy ball, because it seems like every time you hit it, you're hitting it right off the end of the bat and breaking the bat or stinging your hands. It's not comfortable.
And Manny doesn't look like he's in any big hurry to get in the box against this kid. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Loney on deck. Be nice if he led off the next inning. Good battle going on here, though, because you don't want to put any more guys on base. First base open or not, you're up by 5. You don't want to pitch around him or try to trick him. Just get after him, and he's made some good pitches that Manny spoiled.
Right back to the mound, and Venters takes care of the Dodgers in the 7th inning. Allows a leadoff hit, 2 strikeouts, and a comebacker. Sends this game to the 8th inning with the Braves up 5. Late innings than we saw earlier, Joe, when it was dominated by the Dodgers. A 7-run.
11th of the year, and that takes the team lead.
And Troy came into this ballgame with 42 RBIs, 44 now. May have him in front in the National League. And after being named the Player of the Month in May, this is now May what for Troy?
This is May 35th, 36th. Lovely. Just tearing it up in the month of May. Here's a guy that's an interesting resort for Joe Torre, in that Charlie Hager just came off the disabled list, plantar fasciitis that was bothering him. He's a knuckleballer, so maybe Joe Torre's hoping he can mess with the Braves bats before tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon.
That's what happened to the Phillies, you might recall, when they started their tailspin. Tim Wakefield really messed their swings up, and that's, some say, a danger when you face a guy like this. There is a residual effect as a hitter. You buy that?
Yeah, I think it can happen if you let it get in your head a little bit. They faced 2 knuckleballers over a 3-day span, had a day off in between, but their offense went right in the toilet after that.
Battle of the state of Michigan here, where Charlie Hager hails from. He lives in Plymouth, Michigan. Nate McLeod from Muskegon, Michigan. Nate picked up his 500th major league hit in the 7th inning. It was a Ric Flair, but
thing of beauty.
He was happy to have it. The first of 3 in a row for Atlanta that chased Chad Billingsley. And that's the other thing that may play in the favor of the Braves. This is a ball club that's walked more than any team in the National League. And
number 53.
That knuckler dancing all around for Hager. He walks the leadoff man.
Great look at it there. Something that Phil Niekro would be proud of, I'm sure. And that had absolutely 0 spin on it. Not even a tumbler.
Another knuckleballer is R.A. Dickey, who's in the Mets rotation. He's 3-0 for them. Tim Wakefield out there, still throwing that knuckleball.
That's a 21st walk in 23+ innings for Hager to go with 23 strikeouts. A strikeout an inning and almost a walk an inning.
Melky Cabrera's first at bat of the game, and he's behind 0-2. And there's the first out as Melky is down swinging. 1 on, 1 out, and fans, you're cordially invited to the 2010 Braves Diamond Gala Sunday, June 27th at the Lowe's Hotel. It benefits the Braves Foundation. The Diamond Gala is a star-studded night of casino games, entertainment, silent and live auctions, and you'll mingle with Braves players, coaches, and alumni. For tickets or more info, visit braves.com/gala. Martin Prado, the hitter. 1 for 3 in the game. The box score will be posted in the papers later this morning. Maybe the biggest play in the game was that last word you see. That sacrifice set up the big inning.
Put the tying run and the go-ahead run into scoring position for Infante, and he brought them both home.
And what was, I don't want to say odd about it, but interesting was he's the leading hitter in the league, and you essentially take the bat out of his hands and put it into the hands of Infante, Hayward, and McCann, and it worked out just perfectly. Phillies won earlier in tonight's play. Braves trying to win to stay 2 in front of them. This might be a missed opportunity for the Dodgers. They were trying to leapfrog past the Padres, the team the Phillies beat.
I don't know if it's
our way foul.
I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. Maybe not, but Hager, the knuckleballer, wearing, I believe, the same number as Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer, 49.
Hager spent 8 years with the White Sox organization, spent a month as a Padre. Made his big league debut in 2006 with the White Sox. 7 games, 1 start. 57 and 62 in the minor leagues before this season. And he did work with Dodgers single-A Inland Empire pitching coach Charlie Huff on that knuckleball in 2006.
What happened here to Martin? Shaking his hand a little bit, and Jeff Porter out to check on him, and Bobby Cox running out to check on him. Pinching on his wrist a little bit. He's got his wrist taped.
You see a trainer start looking at a guy's wrist and you think hook of the hamate bone.
It's where that knob of the bat can do so much damage to your hand.
He's still trying to squeeze some feeling into that left hand now. Three balls, 2 strikes. A hit will make it feel better, Martin. Runner goes. Good jump. Fly ball into right center field. Long run, Kemp, Ethier, and nobody can get it. That'll drop safely. And all of a sudden, the Braves have 2 men on with 1 out. And Abe McClough was almost forced as he stopped shy of the bag.
Martin Prado felt that one on the swing. That was hurting all the way down the line. I don't know what happened in the Dodger outfield here. This was lack of communication. I got it, you take it. Alphonse and Gaston back.
Somewhat surprising with a guy named Andre in right field.
You bet.
So another multi-hit game for Prado. That's 25 of them this season. 2 are on with 1 out. And Omar Infante is the hitter. The Braves with 12 safeties in the game.
Just got a note handed to me that when Tom Candiotti, the knuckleballer, pitched for the Dodgers, he too wore number 49. They pretty much hold it back for anybody that can throw a knuckleball.
Tom would be mad that we forgot about him. We'll see him in Arizona. As Infante ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. This is really bullpen preservation for Joe Torre with the day game here tomorrow. As that one buzzes inside. And Infante takes a little walk. And that'll load the bases with 1 out for Jason Hayward.
Let's go back to the foul ball hit by Prado to see just what happened here, if we can pick up anything. It's his bottom hand. I don't think the follow through was anything extraordinary for him. He always has a big follow through. Maybe the way it rolled over a little bit once he got it to the backswing. Hard to say.
Well, no place to put Jason Hayward, who takes a quick strike. 7-2 Atlanta.
I wonder if Jason's ever seen anybody that threw a knuckleball like this. That one was dancing.
And that one as well. Hayward strikes out.
Catcher, number 16, Brian McCann.
And here's McCann.
It is definitely not a novelty pitch. It is a unique pitch, and one that hardly anyone throws anymore, and can be very effective because there's no one that throws it.
And it's such a low stress pitch. You think about Tim Wakefield when he was with the Pirates and those matchups with the Braves, the trouble that he gave Atlanta in playoff action. And he could pitch almost every day. Start one day, pitch in relief the next.
This is Hager's first major league action since he was on the disabled list. He did make an appearance. His last appearance was a week ago today at Bakersfield. 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs in a rehab assignment.
I mean, I think guys like this are hard to. How do you scout him? How effective is he? It's
Yeah.
not like you can. It's not like when you release the ball, you know where it's going. A few more wouldn't hurt. McCann, a 2-run double to left last time up. It's a rocket into right center field. That might have been a fastball, and he didn't miss it. 2 runs are going to come around and score. It's a 9-2 game, and glasses or no, Brian McCann's having a big night at the plate.
Great to see. Talked earlier in the night about how Braves needed him to get going. 2 hits in his last 2 at bats. Hager's 85-mile-an-hour fastball, and not enough here after all the knuckleballs. And McCann, 4 RBIs on the night. Braves up by 7.
Omar all the way around to third. McCann at first. Now Glaus swings and drives another one to right. Ethier charging hard. Slides again on that very sore glove hand. Puts it away. And that retires the side. The Braves score a couple more off knuckleballer Charlie Hager and have a commanding lead of 9-2 in the middle of the 8th.
Exclusive access, expert analysis, photos, highlights. It's all here. Only on FoxSportsSouth.com.
Big night for the Braves tonight, trailing 2-0. They've scored 9 unanswered runs against the Dodgers pitching staff tonight. Johnny Venter's gone after an inning of relief. Bobby Cox makes another AT&T call to the bullpen and brings on Peter Moylan.
Peter needs to work. I mean, it might be a little unusual to see him in here with a 7-run lead for the Braves, but his last 5 appearances, not all that good. In fact, more recently, last 6 batters he's faced, he's only retired 1 of them. So he needs a good inning, get his confidence back, get back on the beam.
And he will start with James Loney in the Dodger 8th inning. Tim Hudson and John Eli pitch the series wrap-up here tomorrow. Another good matchup. That's been a real treat in this series. They've been, at least on paper, 4 really well stacked pitching matchups. And we'll get our first look at Eli tomorrow. Tim Hudson has been dominant. And we'll see how he and the Braves fare, as it looks like Atlanta, with 6 more outs to get, has a chance to win the series outright here tomorrow afternoon.
That'd be terrific. James Loney from Missouri City, Texas. That's down south of Houston. South and east. That's down toward Ron Gant country. Victoria, Texas.
At third, Infante glides and gets him by a step.
Boy, is that big old target over at first base a nice thing. Omar kind of underarmed, or not underarmed, submarined this toss over there a little bit, sidearmed it, and the ball took off on him, and then Troy used all of his 6'5" frame to reach up and get it, used the base as kind of a stepping stool there too, so that's kind of nice.
Here's the catcher, Russell Martin. He's 1 for 3. Braves were 4 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the 7th inning tonight. At 1 point, racing a 2-0 Dodger lead, a game that Billingsley looked like he was in a real good position to win. But 3 straight hits chased him, and the Braves bats never looked back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Walmart didn't hurt his arm making that throw. Martin Prado shaking his left wrist in the late innings tonight. That's a foul ball at first. The Braves are already without Chipper Jones with that right ring finger. And Chipper not all that optimistic about a return in the near future. He's still squeezing that left hand. I don't like the looks of that.
No. May have just hyperextended it somehow on that big high follow through on the swing. Jeff Porter and Jim Lovell have been busy men the last 3 days.
They would tell you they'd much prefer that not to be the case.
Right.
Moylan strikes out Martin. 2 outs in the 8th inning.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
9 Dodgers have been struck out in this game. And here's Jamie Carroll. He's 1 for 3. Not sure when Casey Blake will return to the Los Angeles lineup. Back spasms have felled him. And he's a big part of the Dodger offense.
He was quoted today as saying, maybe quoted yesterday as saying the next 48 hours would tell for him if he was going to respond to some treatment or if it might take longer for him to come back, where he might have to go on the disabled list.
I think the Braves would just as soon see Casey later this summer. 1 ball, no strikes. Powder River evens the count.
I don't think the velocity's been missing from Peter's fastball, just the movement, sinking action. It's been a little flat, sometimes up. It's hard to pinpoint when you say Peter's arm slot might be a little off because of his unusual delivery, but that might just be the case. He might actually be on top of the ball too much.
That's down the right field line, but slicing into the seats. The other thing that's important about this for Peter too is he's been trying to throw a changeup. And there really haven't been many game situations, he told me last week, where that opportunity has presented itself. Here he's got a 7-run lead, base is empty, gives up a hit or two on that pitch. Nobody's going to say a word.
And it's a pitch that he wants to use mostly for left-handers, so he at least faced Loney, got a chance to work it in on that at bat against James.
2-2. And he missed with a fastball inside to fill up the count. Blake DeWitt's on deck. Breaking ball struck him out. Boy, that was surgery from Peter Moylan. A beautiful pitch and a good inning for the Aussie.
Up on the wall this year. Let's get better prices and better paint.
Let's break out the drop cloths, rollers, brushes, and tape. Let's start small, then go big, no matter what the budget. And when we're done, let's take a bow. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try Behr Premium Plus Ultra. It's paint and primer all in one and rated #1.
We went around surprising people by swapping their rides with a Ford. And we got a little help from their friends and family.
Oh, wow.
Christine kept the Fusion for a whole week.
What a good surprise. I really thought I was going to miss my Camry. I don't have navigation. I don't have Bluetooth. I love this car.
Did they tell you it was the 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year?
No, I didn't know that.
Do I have to do all of the work?
Get to the Ford Swap Your Ride sales event and get a Fusion with 0% financing plus $1,000 cash back.
So we kind of came between you and a Camry.
You did.
16 take aim. Only one will make history. Top Shot premieres tomorrow at 10 on History. Made every day.
Come in now for Chili's new handmade burgers with fries starting at just $5.99. Like the Rojo Burger with smoky hickory sauce, the new Avocado Burger, or the Ultimate Stacked. The perfect burger with fries starting at just $5.99. Right now, only at Chili's.
9-2 Bravos. Going to the 9th. Time for our Toyota Tacoma play of the game. And it's no secret here. Clutch. 1 out base hit to left field by Omar Infante, drove in the tying run and the go-ahead run. First 2 runs of a 7-run 7th inning for Atlanta. Our Toyota Tacoma play of the game, Omar Infante's base hit.
Gregor Blanco bats for Peter Moylan, starting off the Atlanta 9th. And bravo indeed when you talk about this performance from the Atlanta Ball Club. They erupt in the 7th. Hanson held him down long enough for the bats to take over. McCann a 4 RBI night. Glaus another homer. Every Braves starter 1 through 8 has at least one hit in the game. Haven't been able to say that this year very often. So from Prado to McClough, everybody with at least one of the 13 hits.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on after 6, but it certainly got hot after that.
And Gregor Blanco gets in on the fun. He shoots a single into right field.
Still batting 1,000. Gregor leading the league in hitting. Was coming in and still is.
At one point, he was the best hitter in all of professional baseball. You know why?
Why?
First couple starts for Steven Strasburg in AAA, he's the only man that had a hit against him.
Oh, that's right. Strasburg's scheduled to work Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday. Against the Pirates. We'll get him, Pittsburgh. 1 ball, no strikes to Yunel Escobar. By the way, the Nationals drawn a ton of fans of late. Remember when all the talk was about Strasburg coming up around this time? They had 33,000 people in their ballpark yesterday.
Good.
Which is really good news. All 3 high, 3 balls, no strikes.
It's always a late arriving and early leaving crowd. Tonight they had good reason to leave. 48,000 plus.
Well, while they're sitting in the parking lot trying to get out of the ballpark vicinity, they'll have a chance to listen to our pal Ken Levine on Dodger Talk.
A couple of people there were beating the crowd to get to the Pasadena freeway. You know, with another multi-hit night, continues his good work.
And he's called out on strikes. 8 times in the last 11 games, Yunel has had 2 or more hits. With a 9-2 game, the zone getting a little big for Mike Machlinsky behind the plate. No complaint from Escobar for the first out.
Yeah, but that knuckleball will do that to you.
Yeah.
You give up on it too soon and you start leaving, and all of a sudden it changes directions.
Nate McClough jumps on the first pitch, drives that to shallow center. And Blanco back to first with 2 outs. Here's Melky. Another team game for the Braves. Don't forget, Brooks Conrad had a big hit off the bench. Drove in a run. And Tim Hudson goes to the mound. Game 4 tomorrow. Grounded up the middle. DeWitt, nice play. And he forces Gregor Blanco to retire the side. 3 outs to get at Dodger Stadium. Braves 9. Los Angeles 2. And Craig Kimbrell's coming on.
Player tonight is Brian McCann. Had a rough night working until the 7th inning, and then almost a 3-run homer turned into a 2-run double thanks to the good hustle by Jason Hayward, and then capped it off with this base hit to right center field in the 8th inning. Drove home 2 more. He's up to 22 RBIs, and he's on a streak now. He's got 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. Our Home Depot player of the game. Good signs from Brian.
And a good sign for the Braves that they have enough organizational depth to overcome the disabling of Takashi Saito, for they are able to dip down to their Gwinnett farm team and bring on this guy, Craig Kimbrell, who was sent back to AAA not because he wasn't pitching well, but he wasn't pitching regularly enough. And he is the AT&T call to the bullpen in the Dodger 9th inning. Another area where the Braves did want to see some improvement from Craig was his ability to hold runners, because he has walked more than he struck out. If you want to close and you can't keep runners at first when you give up walks or hits, that's real trouble in late innings. So we'll see how he does, if anybody for LA reaches in this 9th inning.
22 innings at Gwinnett. 35 strikeouts, a 1.23 ERA, and just a 1.35 batting average against him.
Well, there are many who say he's a right-handed version of Billy Wagner. I don't like making those kinds of comparisons because it isn't fair to Billy. He's got a potential Hall of Fame career, and it's not fair to Craig. Similar stuff, similar body styles. As that ball hammered toward right center field, Hayward on the run, cannot get it. DeWitt's got an extra base hit. He will glide into second with a double. Let's see if this kid can be the first Craig Kimbrell and not the next Billy Wagner. And a start for the Dodgers in the 9th inning, down 9-2. Garrett Anderson will hit.
Sorry, Chip. Blake DeWitt looks like he's snapping out of his doldrums. 1 for 18 coming in, 2 for 4 tonight, and that ball was smacked. Third pinch hit appearance for Anderson in the series. He's 0 for 2. Ground out and a fly out.
Derek Patello is the pitching coach down at AAA Gwinnett. Has had a chance to work with Craig. Another name to keep an eye on as the Braves move along this year and beyond is Dave Wallace. He's the Braves minor league pitching coordinator. Fans might remember Wallace as a pitching coach with the Astros, the Red Sox, the Mets, and here with the Dodgers in the mid to late 90s.
Good slider.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Garrett went around. The ball on the ricochet bounces out of reach of McCann, and the Dodgers have him at the corners. That is a play you seldom see, much less twice in a series. Remember, Jason Hayward reached in the first inning on a strikeout by Clayton Kershaw on a pass ball.
Right through the 5-hole. Brian didn't get the glove down on that slider quick enough. This was cracking me up. I mean, it wasn't funny. But when Brian went back to get the ball, he made about 4 stabs barehanded at it, then finally picked it up with his glove. It was like it was too hot to handle.
So it's a strikeout and a wild pitch for call hits. And that's in for a strike. Let's not let the Dodger offense get any kind of momentum going for tomorrow's series wrap-up. And that will neutralize a good hitter. That thing was humming.
96.
Ball, 2 strikes.
Guess that was a little high.
Not sure which league Mike Michalensky works when he's not filling in at the major league level. I'm guessing he would have run into Kimbrell somewhere along the line in AAA ball. Don't know that to be the case.
Not if he was in the Coast League. If he's umpiring the Coast League, he wouldn't have had a chance to see him. Used to be 3 AAA leagues, now only 2 big ones.
That's beaten deep short. Escobar can only put it in his pocket. And a run scores without a throw to make it a 9-3 game. And the Braves bullpen is starting to stir. 2 on, 1 in, nobody out. The big bopper's coming up.
Center fielder number 27, McCann.
Got a ground ball. He just got it in a spot where nobody could do anything with it, with a fast runner running.
Smart move by Roger McDowell to come out and remind Kimbrel of the task at hand here. You got a big lead, but nobody out.
Hate seeing him have to get up. Doesn't take him many pitches if needed. Suddenly things have gotten a little tight around the corners. Remember, he's already struck a guy out this inning, and he got a ground ball, but it was in no man's land.
To no. Guys that throw like this just do it so effortlessly.
Nice and smooth. Really uses his lower half well, drives to the plate.
Outside. 3-1.
Nowhere to go but right down the middle.
Might have broken his bat. And he did, to force a full count at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Brand new stick there for Matt Kemp. Bright and shiny. Let's hope he doesn't have a chance to use it.
Yeah, there's not enough pine tar in that bat for it to be effective.
I like your thinking. But again, right at McCann's glove, right behind the point of the plate.
There you go. Nice and easy at 95 with late movement. 1 out.
And it was down
Number 16,
at the knees, coming back a little bit to the plate.
This would be one of those at-bats for Ethier where I'm sure if he makes contact, he wants to be as solid as it can be with that sore finger.
I was just thinking about how Kimbrel has a chance here to have 4 strikeouts in the inning, and I can remember Mark Wohlers doing that. I remember John Smoltz doing that.
Fly ball softly hit to left, but Melky's there.
But it won't happen tonight.
It happened just the other day in Seattle. I think Felix Hernandez had a 4 strikeout inning for the Mariners. That's another weird thing you don't see too often. And now Manny Ramirez, the final hope for the Dodgers. Just think about young Craig Kimbrell a couple years ago, toiling in the low minor leagues, thinking, wow, someday I might make it to the show. And here he is facing one of the best hitters in the game. Over his long career, Manny Ramirez with a chance to finish this one off for the Braves.
Manny has a definite routine before he gets in the box. And then when he gets in the box, he taps the plate a couple of times. And then he gets in his position. And then he has a trigger mechanism where he gets his hands going, kind of a roundabout type setup.
Rhythm is such an important part of being successful at the plate, isn't it?
It is. Timing and balance, all those play a part.
And this is really the foundation of it, isn't it? Get comfortable, get your...
Yeah, having a good base under you. But he has a definite, watch his hands kind of go around and around as he gets ready to hit. They're not still, and that's his triggering mechanism to get the bat started.
I know we've talked in the past about how unique everybody's swing is. Manny certainly fits into that category, but you've pointed out at contact, almost everybody somehow, some way looks the same.
Doesn't matter how you start, it's how you get the barrel of the bat to the baseball.
And this man's done it about as well as anybody for a long time. 2-1. And now the Dodgers down to their last strike. 9-3 Atlanta, bottom of the ninth inning. Braves busted this thing open with a 7-run seventh, 2 in the eighth. They're racing a 2-0 lead. Tommy Hanson, one strike away from winning his third straight game. Braves also about to snap the 4-game winning streak of Chad Billingsley.
This is a lot like last night when the Braves were having a hard time getting on top of Broxton's fastball. Foul tipping balls, eventually striking out. And he's having trouble getting on top of Kimbrell.
Took a little off and ends this ball game. And look at Manny Ramirez. The first thing he did, Joe, was take his cap off, as if to tip it and say, that's quite a pitch. And quite a night for Atlanta. They earn a 9-3 final score win. Big hits from Omar Infante, from Brian McCann, and a key sacrifice from Martin Prado. A huge play for the Braves, who have won 2 out of 3 in LA so far.
Gotta love the big innings. The Braves have been doing it kind of nickel and diming teams at times, but big innings have been a big part of their success since early May, and a big inning tonight.
Braves remain 2 in front of the Phillies. They're now 10 over 500. They blast the Dodgers 9-3 tonight's final score, and they'll wrap up the series here in LA tomorrow. Sunday Braves, it'll be Tim Hudson, John Eli matching up as our coverage begins with Braves Live at 3:30. And for my partner Joe Simpson and our entire crew here at Dodger Stadium, I'm Chip Carey saying good night from Los Angeles as we leave you with tonight's final take.
Boy,
What's the matter?
found a big heart on here, right here in the middle. You feel that?
I think so.
Well, don't you worry. We're gonna get it softer and smaller. Softer and smaller. Softer and smaller.
Wendy.
Michael!
Hi.
Oh. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, okay. You look good.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thanks. I heard you got married.
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago.
I was so shocked.
Why?
Well, whatever made you decide to do it?
Well, you know, it was just time, that's all.
Are you telling me if I'd hung in there a few more years, I'd be the new Mrs. Donovan?
Ah, well, the fact of the matter is I just happened to find the perfect wife.
Yeah? Shut you fool around a little, huh?
Oh, no. I don't do that anymore. That was the old me.
Let's have lunch sometime. For old time's sake.
Sure.
I'm in the book. Under the same old name.
Okay. Not really.
Have you been eating at the office?
No, why?
Well, you seem to have lost your appetite the last few weeks.
Have I?
This is the kind of thing that breaks up a marriage.
What?
When the husband stops eating the wife's cooking.
I love your cooking. It's not that. I don't know what it is. I just haven't felt so great lately.
Yeah, you haven't been sleeping well either. I hear you mumbling in the middle of the night.
What do I say?
Well, I can't make it out most of the time. Oh, but last night I did hear something.
What was it?
The bets are on the table.
Oh, I bet Tommy I could quit smoking.
Oh.